All right, let's get right to it. You're sitting at a red light, minding your own business, and suddenly your car starts acting up. It feels like it's shivering, sputtering, or maybe even about to quit on you. You see the tachometer needle bouncing up and down like a pogo stick. That, my friend, is what we call a rough idle. It's your car's way of telling you something ain't right under the hood. It's supposed to be a smooth, steady hum when you're stopped, but instead, it's giving you a massage you didn't ask for. It's an annoying problem, and if you ignore it, it can turn into a real wallet drainer. So why should you care about a little shaking? Rev up your engines, because this is important. A rough idle is more than just an annoyance. It's a big flashing warning sign. It means your engine isn't running efficiently. When your engine is stumbling and bumbling at a stop, it's burning more fuel than it needs to. That's right, that little shake is literally costing you money at the gas pump every single time you stop. It's like throwing a few pennies out the window at every intersection. When your engine starts doing the cha-cha at a stoplight, the first place you should look is the ignition system. The most common culprits here are your spark plugs. These little guys create the spark that ignites the fuel and air in the cylinders. Over time, they get worn out, covered in gunk, or the gap gets too wide. When a spark plug is weak or fouled, it can't make a strong spark every time. That leads to a misfire, one cylinder not doing its job. And that's what you feel as a shake or a shudder. Next up on our list of troublemakers is the air supply system. Your engine needs to breathe, just like you do. It sucks in air through an air filter, designed to keep dirt dust bugs out of your engine's insides. But if that filter gets clogged, it's like trying to breathe through a dirty sock. The engine can't get enough air, which throws off the whole air-fuel mixture. Another major cause, and a head-scratcher, is a vacuum leak. Your engine is a sealed system that relies on vacuum pressure. It's covered in a network of rubber hoses that carry vacuum to sensors and components. All right, pop the hood. The first and easiest thing to check is your air filter. It's housed in a big black plastic box with a few clips or screws holding the lid. You don't need to be a certified mechanic for this one. Just undo the clips, lift the cover, and pull the filter out. Hold it up to the light. If you can't see light passing through it, or if it's full of leaves, dead bugs, or dirt, then it's time for a new one. This is a $5 fix that can make a world of difference. Next, let's talk about those pesky vacuum leaks. This one sounds intimidating, but there's a simple trick. With the engine running at idle, be careful of moving parts like belts and fans. Listen closely. Sometimes you can actually hear a hissing or sucking sound, which is the telltale sign of a vacuum leak. If you can't hear anything, you can do a visual inspection. Look at all the rubber hoses you can see connected to the top of the engine. If the simple checks didn't solve your problem, we might have to look at the fuel system. A great first step is to try a good quality fuel injector cleaner. This is honestly the easiest thing you can do without turning a single wrench. Just buy a bottle from any auto parts store. Make sure it's a reputable brand, not some snake oil, and pour it into your gas tank before you fill it up. This will help dissolve some of the carbon deposits and gunk that can clog up your fuel injectors. Another component to consider is the mass airflow, or MAF, sensor. This sensor is a critical part that sits in the air intake tube, right after the air filter. Its job is to measure the exact amount of air entering the engine so the computer can add the right amount of fuel. Over time, this delicate sensor can get a fine layer of dirt or oil on it, which causes it to send inaccurate readings to the computer. On the other side of the combustion process is the exhaust system, specifically the oxygen, or O2 sensors. These sensors measure the amount of unburned oxygen in your exhaust and tell the computer how well it's managing the air-fuel ratio. Don't forget about the throttle body. Look, I'm all for saving a buck and doing it yourself. You can diagnose and fix a surprising number of these rough, idle problems with just a little bit of know-how and some basic tools. If you've replaced the air filter cleaned, the MAF sensor checked for obvious vacuum leaks, tried a bottle of injector cleaner, and your car is still shaking like a leaf in a hurricane, it might be time to admit defeat. One of the biggest signs you need a professional is a flashing check engine light. A solid check engine light is a warning, but a flashing one is a full-blown emergency. It almost always means you have a severe engine misfire that is actively dumping unburned fuel into your exhaust system. This can destroy your expensive catalytic converter in a matter of minutes, turning a $100 spark plug problem into a $2,000 exhaust repair. Some diagnostic jobs just require expensive, specialized tools that the average DIYer doesn't have. Or a problem with the engine's computer, you'll need advanced scan tools that can read live data. Your car and your sanity will thank you for it.